I came here, and it just suited my personality because um, the Plastic Club is a laid-back, easygoing, fun-loving club. And I think the emphasis is on the fun-loving part. And I think this club is a true club. It's like-minded people who have a common interest to come and just relax and have a good time. So that just fit into my way of thinking. I was asked to be on the board and to pretty much take charge of all the workshops. We're all friends. We're all on the same page. We don't always agree, but we talk things out. Meetings sometimes get kind of slow getting started because we're inquiring about each other's families, the kids, your last vacation, and a lot of times the board meetings end up the same way. Sometimes after the board meetings it ends up in a lunch someplace, Reading Terminal or wherever, so it's just a fun, good time. And I was having a good time. And then someone, it was Michael Gwynn, in fact, who asked me if I would run for president, and I said no. Because I wasn't looking forward to more obligations. And I was asked a second time, and I said yes, because I figured at that point they really wanted me. It was before my time, but the problem back then was the club was getting old, and membership was dying off, and there weren't that many active people, so it was pretty much between Michael Konsevich and Betty McDonald that when one wasn't the president, the other one was. And then when younger people started to show up and join the club, we had more people from the board that could spend the time. This is a job that it pretty much has to be done by somebody that's retired because it's an all-volunteer organization. And you just spend a lot of time here. Most wives are football widows. My wife is a Plastic Club widow. Because I'm here pretty much some portion of every day, including weekends. I think I brought a lot of energy to the club because I'm handy with tools, and there's been a lot of renovation my time in office, and I can't take total credit for that. I've gotten a lot of help from members. They see you doing something or getting started, and they volunteer. And I pretty much do the carpentry work, and Alan Klawans does the most of the painting. Al Klawans, who is our exhibit chairman, we went to school together, and we worked together, and we were active at the sketch club. And when we came down here, we just continued our old relationship, and we felt very comfortable here.
And Bob called me. I had been a member here for a few years, and so had Bob. He called me and he said, I'm going to be president. I need a exhibition chairman. And I said, frankly, Bob, I said, I think I've had it with this kind of thing. And he says, no, you don't. You owe me. So I said, under those conditions, I'll do it, because we've been lifelong friends.
Yes.
And I said, all right, for you, I'll do it.
Well, Alan and I worked together, and we worked for one of the most conservative corporations in this city and probably in this country. We had no longer the opportunity to do what we had been doing all our lives, which was solving other people's problems. And there weren't a lot of problems in this club, and we ended up on the board. I think that our job is to make this place as user-friendly, and the way you do that is to repair things that haven't had much attention in quite a few years. So we have a new print room, and we have the members gallery, which is used to be our basement, or maybe better described as our attic, because well-meaning members would come in and they'd say, this is a broken light, but you can fix it. This is a broken easel. This is a broken table. And you just accumulate a lot of junk. And it cost us $300 to back a truck up and get rid of all of this junk. But then the basement became user-friendly. There are several women that come every Saturday to work in the print room, and 5 members each month show 5 pieces in what we call the downstairs gallery. So, and that's one of the benefits of being a member of this club. You get to show your work. Unfortunately, for some people, they're not aggressive enough to go out and actively seek galleries to show their work. And this makes it really comfortable for them because they don't have to do any salesmanship to exhibit down there. And I must say that I'm very proud because we have some very talented members, and I can't recall having a bad exhibit down there. Since the downstairs gallery has been completed, 50 people have exhibited down there. So I think that's a real nice record. The duties of the president is to be a chief PR person. And by that I mean to make new friends, like the current exhibit, which is the Fiber and Textile Show. Although what's on the walls are a lot more creative than what you normally think of as fiber art. And I think a lot of these people categorize themselves and think that they can only show when it is specifically a fiber show. But they can exhibit in any show as long as their work qualifies for the subject. We feel the same way about photography, although we have a few older members that think photography should be separate from art, and they don't consider it to be art. But photography, from its inception, has, in my estimation, always been art. I think sculpture is important. Somebody was blowing glass and it fit into one of the categories of our show, then that should be included. In this fiber show, I made a definite effort to get the word out to all of the art schools that have fiber departments that this exhibit was open to them. Most of our shows are open shows, and I consider that to be outreach, and I think that that's my obligation to get as much publicity as possible for the club. It's funny, all the presidents that I've known who have been here, you have 3 jobs. You're the janitor, the handyman, and the president. It may or may not be in that order. So we all chip in. I enjoy cooking. I have a philosophy that the original art was cooking. That's when the first caveman threw his shank into the fire, and that was that was the beginning of roasting, and somebody threw garlic in there. Well, I think they've been cooking long before they were painting on walls. So I think anyone who likes to eat should learn how to cook. And I've been doing this for years. I have a lot of trouble, especially during football season on Saturday, if I'm watching a college football game. I'm flipping channels because I'm also watching the cooking shows. So, because I like to pick up a new recipe at least once a week. I may or may not use them, but it's stored someplace in the back of my mind. So when it comes to openings, I just enjoy cooking. And I got a compliment a few weeks ago from a very dear friend, and she says she was going to an opening because of the food. And her friend says, "You don't go to openings for food. They have terrible food." But she says, "Yeah, but Bob Jackson's cooking." So I enjoy it, and I think people deserve it. And like I said, cooking's an art, and openings should be artistic, including the food. And cooking isn't terribly complicated. A lot of people think it is, but you can make a good dish sometimes with just 3 or 4 ingredients. So
Some of us can.
some of us can. I think everybody could if they put their mind to it.